I figured I'd show you how to paint the edges, the grooves. I've got my 2.5-inch paintbrush, and I'm just going to concentrate on these grooves. Because I can't get this with my paint roller, right? Dip and go. I want to make sure I get plenty paint on there. Clean off the inside 45-degree corners like that. Oh, we got it trained. Boy, listen to that thing. Okay. I was telling Mommy, I hear the train blowing by, but I don't usually hear it blowing its horn because there's no street right out there. I want to get all the outside off. Okay? And I first tried doing this with a throwaway paintbrush, just a 2-inch. It was working. If I had to do it with one door, I could use just a throwaway paintbrush, but it was taking too long, and some of the bristles were falling off. It's way better to have a professional paintbrush. And this is a 2.5-inch. You see, and it's also cut at the angle. See, like that, and it's also kind of tapered. And it's got a long handle. This thing works good. I don't know if this is horse's hair or what. I've had this thing forever. This is Performance Select 2.5-inch for all paints, oils and stains. Professional quality, handcrafted, 100% tapered filament. And you know, there's so many different kinds at the paint store or at Home Depot, wherever you go. All right. Okay, where was I? I think I got the top one done. And then I want to clean off the edges because this is all smooth on the face. And when I do it with the paint roller, I'm going to put a little stipple on it, but in here, I still have to get it as smooth as I can. That's why I'm doing it with this paintbrush. Oh, okay, I did that top edge. That's what it was. Concentrate on getting it all, and the outside surface is where you're going to put the roller. And see, I like to do this first because any excess paint I get over on the outside surface, I'm going to go back over with the roller and put the stipple finish on there. I say that it's just whatever roller you use, it's gonna put a finish on there. It's not going to be perfectly smooth. I'm going to use a 1/4-inch snap roller. I don't know if they make one any flatter than that. And it's still gonna make a little stippled finish on there. Just a little, hardly any. Okay? Oh, I'm gonna go around that and double check that. Okay? And I've already done the little edges, and then anywhere where I saw little dirt marks or marks that went all the way down. Man, there was a little drip right there. I try to be as careful as I can, and you know, I probably should walk back and check them after I do 4 or 5, then go back, because on one of them, a little bit, you know, I painted around the edge, and I thought, oh, I'll be real careful with that. Got a little paint right there, and then it ran, and I saw it later, and I tried to scrape it off, and obviously I put a mark on it. I'm going to have to sand that and fix it before I do the paint roller. But see, I haven't really been checking going back, and I probably should, because there was just a little overage right there. Yeah, I'm seeing there's a few spots on some of these doors, and so I might want to just take a perusal. You know, I'm hoping most of this I did really good, but you want to go back and check, and I should have done that. You know, these look pretty good, because with semi-gloss, if you get it on there too thick, it could have a tendency to ball off, you know, in certain spots. Like, see, there's a spot right there. I'm glad I caught that, because before the ball rolls off and skins over the top, I can wipe it off, because these doors were just done. Okay, now all of those, that area looks good. There's just a little edge right there. Okay, these look good. Oh, there's one little spot right there, gone. Let's see if I miss that. Then after it dries, it's like, how do you clean that off? You try to scrape it off. I'd have to scrape it off and then lightly touch it up. You know, I mean, everything's fixable, right? But it's best to check them. See, there was another little spot right there. That's because that little bit of paint was just a hair thicker than everywhere else. Okay? These are looking good. All right. Oh, there's another little spot right there. Okay? So when I get done with this whole job, after I do the paint roller and stuff, I'm going to look at these doors, you know, after they dry, and I'm going to look at them with a fine-tooth comb. And if I see little areas that I need to do something, and lightly sand somewhere or scrape something off, then I can touch it up at the end. Okay? Ah, there's another little spot right there. Okay, got that. Yeah, I thought, oh, I'll be careful, nothing's gonna happen. And sure enough, it's gonna happen to the best of us. You know? Okay, that's looking good. This one's, and that's another reason why I have the light on, so that I can see certain things. If you don't have enough light on your project, you might not see those things, you know? something there, okay. Like if I had just the one little dinky garage light on, it wouldn't really be enough. Okay, wow. It's funny, sometimes when I'm making a video, it reminds me about checking on certain things, okay? And there's only so good you can do it. You know, on how thick it goes on and all of that. I mean, it's a happy medium. You just do the best you can, get over to the next door, and when you get done with 2 or 3 doors, then go back and see. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. I tried to do all this in one go with one bit of paint, and I thought, no, because if I don't get it all, I'm not going to really see that till later, am I? There. See? Now that to me looks really good, but when I turn my back and get on to another one, there might be a little bit of extra thickness in one little area, and gravity is going to pull it down. Okay, and I've been using this the whole time, just like this. Works out good. My little paint can. And I don't put a whole lot of paint in it. You know, the more paint you have in it, the heavier it is. And you may think, what's the big deal? Well, you'll know when you get going on it, okay? Now, where the transitions are, double checking that, looking at that all looks good. See, even there, I could have maybe done it with just one bit of paint and just slathered it on there, but I find sometimes I don't have enough, and this paint is almost the same color as what was on the door before. I can tell it's just a hair brighter, just a bit. Okay, let's see. I'm doing the best I can like that. When I turn around, there's probably going to be a little sag one place or another. That's just how it is when you're using semi-gloss paint. Okay, that's what this is here. Semi-gloss latex. Okay. Looks like I know what I'm doing, huh? But you'll get good. You don't have to be a professional painter. I'm not a professional painter by any means. I only paint once in a while, but I know how to do it, and you will too. Just get in there, and you learn as you go. Here's a little... you learn as you go, and you just get better. You know? You might have a few accidents now and again. But why pay somebody else when you can do it yourself, right? I'm saving a buku amount of money by doing it myself. And I didn't have anything else to do. I might as well do it. It gives me satisfaction of standing back and thinking, wow, look at that. I did pretty good on that. Little knee pad here. Yeah, one door at a time. You know, all the stuff I'm doing here, guess what? It's all on the back side of the door too, right? Well, I've already done the back side. And, you know, I didn't check any of the little corners. I'll bet you there's a few that have runned. Oh, boiler. Okay. There. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep going. I've got 2 sets of bifold doors to still do, and I got that little small door to do. And on the bifolds were taking a little bit of time. See, I had to kind of set them out at a slight angle to get this. And the last person, they didn't really paint this edge very well, and so I put a full coat of paint on there with my paintbrush because I'm not going to be able to get to it later. And then these edges were still raw from me sanding them. They're nice and smooth now. You should be able to put your thumb on there, your finger on there. It should be nice and smooth. No roughness, no sharpness, no slivers, no nothing. Okay, so I did that while I was doing the rest. Now this is dry for me to flip this around because I've done this at the outside of this, you know, just these areas, boom, 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 and I've got to flip those around, and I've got that door to do on just this side, and then I got to flip those doors around and do that. And you know what? Let me just flip this one door here. Yeah, that's dry enough for me to move it. Okay. Because what I'm going to have to do with this is I'm going to have to double check it, and I should have flipped it around after I did that because I can see some bits that ran, and I'm gonna end up painting this area with the paintbrush a little bit so that when I do the roller later, I won't get too close to this edge, you know, because then it will build up from the back side. And yes, I'm gonna have to fix those little marks because it built up from. See, when I was painting this, I was trying to be careful not to get my paintbrush too far on the other side. Well, you can see there, see the true runs there, see the runs up here, and there's one. There's a couple down there. I think they're still wet enough for me to mess with and get them off and fix that now. And see, I should have paid more attention. After I did this, I was thinking, oh, I should probably flip it around when this is still wet, but I was concerned that this might touch that, but it's not. You know, there's a gap there. I should have done that, dabbity nabbit. My loss is your gain. Okay? All right. Better get back to work. Now, when you start your project, you're going to have to figure out how much are you going to do until you stop. Are you going to keep going until you're done, do the roller after all this, or are you going to do just these edges and the edges of the door and then wait until tomorrow and then see if you've got any little goobers or whatever, and you can kind of fix that before you get into the roller. It just kind of depends. Now, see, for me, it's about 3:30 right now, almost 4 o'clock, and it's like, do I want to keep doing that over there and then get into the paint roller? Once I get into the paint roller, I'm going to have to stay until I get all done. And I'm thinking about doing that, and it'll probably be, I don't know, 6 o'clock, 6:30 when I get done, which tells me I've got to fix these little things now. If those were too dry, let's say, or still wet, whatever, and they're skinned over, you've got to decide. Do you want to fix those now, or do you want to do that tomorrow? Okay? So think about your project and do it. Well, I lucked out on that one. This back side of the door, I haven't started painting it yet. And this edge was dry enough to where I could scrape off the excess from before, from me painting across there. This right here, scraping right up. That's kind of good. I just have to be kind of careful. And this is the back side of the bifold door. You know, when it's closed, who's going to be in there when it's closed? When the washing machine's on. You know what I mean? So I'm not really concerned too terribly about it. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that if this was wet, if this was paint that I just put on, and then if this other paint leaked through there, I wouldn't be able to scrape it off just like that. No way. You know, but because I don't have any paint on there yet, it's just coming off, so I got lucky. Look at those marks, will you? Okay, there. Okay, I better stop while I'm ahead, huh? I'm gonna maybe replace those hinges. We'll see if they have that kind at the store. But that's, like I say, that's on the back side. These things were spitting, and some black stuff, you know, from the hinge going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so if I can get some different hinges, I'm going to. But if not, that's okay. That'll be on the back side. It'll be fine. Okay? So now I can do this and see with the roller, if I just roll over this, the roller is going to create an edge on the back side, and then I'm going to have to open the door and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to try to cut it in from here over, let's say, and then I'll cut in around the hinges too, you know, before I get the roller out. Okay, so I got to finish those two. I've got to do this one, and I've got to just double check these that I've just done to see if I've got any more little areas. See right there? See how that is running? Well, I can just fix that with my paintbrush, because that's the last door. That's the last door I did. See? Right away. Because it's wet enough. Now, if I would have waited an hour, let's say, then chances are I wouldn't be able to just fix it like that. You see what I'm saying? But because it's still wet, then I can do that. Once it skins up, once it builds a skin on there, forget about it. Wait until it dries all the way, then lightly scrape it off with a razor blade or a sheetrock knife or a putty knife or something. See, there's one little spot right there. See it? Now I gotta push on this one just a little bit harder, because this paint was on there a little bit longer, obviously, and I got it. You see? What do you think? So that's what I should have been doing this whole time, checking these out. Silly beanie. And I already got a couple of those from before, remember? Okay, there's one little bit, hardly anything. And usually you won't get any along the edge if you're nice and even on stuff. But if you just slop it on there and then walk away from it going somewhere else, if it's too thick right in here, it could run right in there. So remember I was telling you there was one that it ran by the door knob? Well, it was this one. It was that one, and it went down there, and I tried to scrape it off, try to catch it soon enough, but see, I started from left to right. I started over here. By the time I got way back over here is when I saw it. I thought, oh, good grief. And so I couldn't get it. But when that dries a little bit more, then I'll lightly sand it, just the top little bit, and it'll be fine. You'll never see that, okay? All right, so I've got to keep working away, get this puppy done.